Okay guys, so part two, are 650B dead? And obviously these are not 650B, these are 700 by 50 big gravel tires. And I want to talk about that a little bit more because I think going bigger on the 700C tires almost put that final nail in the coffin of 650B gravel bikes. I really feel that people just don't care about 650B gravel bikes for the fact that one of the advantages was that you could go with bigger tires and have the clearance. And now you've got gravel bikes having the clearance for 700 by 50 and 700 by 55C tires. But in the beginning, 700 by 40 was really the norm for clearance on a gravel bike, and you weren't seeing many gravel bikes going over that. And that's kind of when I got started with gravel bikes, and part of the reason I went custom with my 7 was I knew I couldn't settle for a, you know, off-the-shelf type of gravel bike that, gravel bike that had the typical clearance of 40, or maybe some of them even only had like 38 clearance. This is pretty close, as you could see. I wouldn't go any bigger, and I wouldn't take these tires on a muddy ride, but it's pretty dry here in SoCal. So I've got my GoPro back working. Somehow it's working again, and I'm going to take you down the fire road on this, and I want to point out some advantages on that descent, specifically about having the bigger tires, and why I think 650B wasn't really given a fair chance. And it did make a lot of sense for, number one, for shorter riders, and number two, for taking advantage of the higher volume tires on some of those original gravel bikes that just didn't have the bigger tires. So we'll talk about that more on the descent, but finally back out on my rides, back with my GoPro, and thanks for watching, guys.